you give your name and what municipality you're from. And I did want to let you know, Joanne, you told me that the card that I brought that had the comments from every mayor, you took the time afterward, after the party, because Doug was tired after such a party. And you took the time and read every comment, and you said that, you know, he had a little story about each person, and he had a little cry after each one. So that's how much it meant to him.
It certainly did.
Yes. Okay, so here we go. Kim Lesage.
On behalf of the MRC staff, we want to offer you our sympathies. We knew Doug for a few years, and he was nothing but a pleasure to work with. He was always available when we needed him, even throughout the long drives that he had to do, and never missed a meeting. He was also very kind and very sweet, and I really enjoyed the time that I got to work with him, and I reflect that with our staff here at the MRC. Thank you.
Thank you.
Paul Gagnon, municipality of Chichester. It was a pleasure to work with Doug. He was very dedicated to his municipality and the MRC. And I've only known him for a short time, but he was well liked. And my sympathies to the family. Thank you.
Thank you.
Corey Spence, Mayor Iluzeli Met. I remember meeting Doug, and right off, he had a smile on his face, and he was very nice to be around. And the few times that I've did speak with him, I knew that he was a man of conviction, and I know that he'll be missed. And my thoughts are with the family. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Joanne. It's Doris Range from the municipality of Sheenborough, your neighbor. I've only known Doug a short time, but as I could see, he was so dedicated to your municipality, and I'm sure your family too. All I can say is my sincere condolences to you and your family. Okay. Take care.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jean-Louis Corriveau, mayor from Calumet Island. I didn't know Doug for a long time, but I was really happy to work with him, and my sincere sympathy for all the family. Sorry.
Thank you.
Brent Orr, Mayor of Bristol. Our condolences to your family. Doug had infectious laughter and that when he was at the meeting, and he will be missed. Our condolences again.
Thank you.
Odette Goodette, Odie from Waltham. I don't know what to say about Doug. I'm good. I don't know what to say about Doug. It's true, I only knew him for a short time, but I felt like I knew him forever. Jane told me to sit with him at the first plenary because he was new, and we giggled at each other at what we didn't know. And it continued. I always looked for him. And I know he not only loved his wife, he was in love with his wife. That's very rare. And he loved his Swisha. He had big plans. And I don't know who I'm going to talk to, but this isn't fair.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. And I really feel for you and your family. I enjoyed him so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Joanne. Terry Leclerc from Municipality of Otter Lake. I'd just like to say how sorry I am for you and your family. Like a lot of the other mayors at the table, unfortunately, we didn't get to know Doug as much as we wanted to. I can remember sitting beside Odie and Doug at that first meeting and trying not to laugh at them while laughing at everyone else. He was dedicated to his municipality. He was brave to have gone through what he did, and all I guess any one of us want is to be remembered, and we definitely will remember Doug. My deepest sympathies.
Thank you very much.
Christine Francard, Mayor for Clunch. I would like to offer my sympathies, and I knew Doug for a short time, but I thought he was a great man. He cared a lot about Rapid. He's going to be missed here.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Joanne. Hi, Joanne. Sandra Armstrong, Mayor of Mansfield and Pontefract. Along with my new colleagues here, I've known Doug only a short time. And I'd like to offer you and your family our sympathies from Mansfield. What Doug showed everyone here is his wisdom, his strength, and his courage. That we will remember, and it will be tattooed on our heart forever. He sure did shake us when he would come on Zoom and say, hello. That we will miss forever, but I think every one of us will for sure hear that often in our minds. So my deepest sympathy.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Joanne. Richard Armitage, the Pro Mayor of the Municipality of Shawville. I was fortunate to work with Doug on our Waste Management Committee, and he had such a great sense of humor. I got along quite well with him. But I do remember one particular day. It was the first meeting after the reopening of your local sawmill, and the glow that he had on his face that day. He was pretty proud of
yes.
the hard work accomplished. He was truly cared for his community and actually everything that seemed to go on in MRC Pontiac. So on behalf of the municipality of Shawville, our condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Robert Wills, Pro Mayor of Thorn. And I can't say that I knew Doug at all, except for the booming voice through the loudspeakers here at the meetings. I don't even know much about Swisha, although my band played up there about 45 years ago, and it's going to be a chapter in a comic book eventually. Write a whole book about that weekend.
Oh, I could imagine what's in that book.
It's Philip Elliott representing the municipality of Clarendon. Ed Walsh is our mayor. I met him a couple of times here on video, and people of Clarendon, I are sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Alain Gagnon, maire de la municipalité de Bryson. As you can see, like everybody else, you can see the positive impact that Doug had on all of us. He'll be missed. I had the privilege to also work with Doug on a few committees. So to your family and council and all the residents of Rapid des Joachim, my condolences.
Thank you for that.
Pauline Larvier, Mayor of Leachfield, on behalf of the municipality as well as myself, I wish give you my deepest condolences. Doug, from what I know of him, was a mayor for only 2 years, but accomplished many great things in that time. And I think the people of Rapid will remember him for that and for his perseverance. And I mean, he was at the meetings up until the very last. That's something to be very proud of. And he's a very determined gentleman. So again, I wish our deepest condolences.
Thank you.
Carl Mayer, Aileen and Gaywood, deepest sympathies to you and your family. Only knew Doug for a little while, but seen him on Zoom. He never missed a meeting, and he's always happy about it to be here. So my condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
Hello, Joanne. Raymond Pilon, Mayor of Campbell's Bay. I actually never met Doug personally in person, but only heard good things about Doug. You can see how determined he was and how hard work he was for his community by the project that he was working on. So on behalf of the municipality of Campbell's Bay, we'd like to give you all our sympathies to you and your family. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So Joanne, we've gone around the table, and I just
That's
wanted to say,
the mayors.
I wanted to say a few words before we have our moments of silence. The mayors know, but I'd like to repeat it again for the sake of our public watching or for the media, that fortunately on his birthday, September 9th, Alana Bose was able to come, the DG representing Stephanie and the rest of the council, because they had held a meeting on the Thursday night and talked about the idea of naming the splash pad for Doug Russell, having a plaque installed. And so he was alive to hear that. And my goodness, he had a big reaction, tears of joy, because one thing I certainly know, we all know here at the table, is that Doug fought hard. It's very competitive, that vitalization money. It's not easy to get it. And that was probably about $100,000 to build a splash pad up at Rapide. And so that's just a wonderful legacy. And the fact that, it's not easy to get a forestry mill reopened, and the fact that he was there to cut the ribbon, and he worked hard, and together we worked with Bill Kane to get that open. And I know that's had a direct impact on your community and provided jobs. Everything that's been said tonight, Joanne, has been recorded, so it will be available tomorrow on the website. And Stephanie has a message too. And so Stephanie, would you like to speak?
Thank you, Jane. Joanne, I just want to wish you our deepest condolences on behalf of the municipality. I had the pleasure of working alongside with Doug for a short period of time. He was very brave and courageous throughout the whole battle. I have a message from our Director General, Alana, who had an opportunity to work alongside with him a little closer than I did. So I'm just going to read here what she has to say. Doug was a fighter. When the cancer knocked him down the first time, he got right back up. He was fearless. It was business as usual. And although it was taking his voice, he refused to give up. When his cancer came back stronger, he refused to back down, not even 2 years into his term as mayor. And he had to face that horrible disease a second time. And this time it was really taking its toll. As sick as he was, he refused to give up. He kept pushing forward. Swisha may not have been his hometown, but he treated it as such. And although I've only really got to know Doug during these past 2 years, it feels like I have known him for a lifetime. The things that this council has accomplished within the 2 years is truly incredible. He was a voice for all our small community at the regional meetings. I truly enjoyed working with him, and he will be greatly missed.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much, Stephanie. And
Thank you for those.
Go ahead, Joanne.
I just want to say thank you for those kind words.
Our condolences, Joanne.
Thanks, Steph.
And Joanne, I just wanted to also announce to the mayors that, as you said, we had Doug's celebration of life. It was, what month did we do that?
August, I believe.
In August, where it was.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a big party held, and that was just so wonderful because he didn't know what he had ahead at that point. And so we were able to celebrate his life. And you're having a quiet sort of family and friends gathering. And when is that?
On Saturday at 10 o'clock at the Deep River Funeral Home.
Okay.
And it is open to anybody who'd like to attend.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Joanne. And just know that our thoughts and prayers are with you. And we know that you're going to continue to do great things with family members up in Rapide, and we will keep in touch. And at this point, we're just going to have a moment's silence to each reflect on what a wonderful person Doug Russell was and is. So we'll begin our moment's silence now. Okay, thank you, everyone. So Joanne, if you want to stay on and listen, you can. It's up to you. But
I'm
pardon
I
me?
think I'm gonna go to bed. I'm such a mess after this. I can't thank you enough for what everybody said. He'll be missed, and he just loves Swishy. He grew up here. He drank over here as a teenager. He feels Swishy is his home. We just love it here, and the people have been just tremendous. And that splash pad, when he first got on as mayor, we had a chemo appointment in Shawville. And I looked and I said, that's what you need to get into that town, because we've got a lot of new babies coming in. And that was his first moment. He saw Shawville and he said, it will be done. And by the goodness, it is done. And I'm just so proud of him. And I can't thank you enough. I didn't realize there was that many mayors.
Yes.
I appreciate every kind word from everyone. And Jane, thank you for all you've done. You've just been so good to him and to me.
Well, we will continue to keep in touch. So all the very best. Have a good night's sleep. And just know that we're all thinking of you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll
Good night.
see you up in Switzerland. Good night, Joanne. Thank you. And all your
Okay.
family.
Thank you. You're welcome. Take care.
Thank you. He will go. Yes, Odie. Well,
I can't hear.
We, as you know, we don't have much control over that. So we will go on now. The attendance has been taken. The meeting is being recorded on Facebook Live and will be available on the website tomorrow. We'll do the declaration of language of your choice. Je rappelle l'importance pour les membres du conseil régional et les autres participants à la séance de s'exprimer librement dans la langue de leur choix. Au besoin, il y aura la présence sur place d'une ressource de la MRC pour assurer une traduction. I'd like to reiterate the importance for regional council members and other participants in the sitting to express themselves freely in the language of their choice. If necessary, a resource of the MRC will be available to ensure translation. And the declaration of decorum. Nous sommes élus par les gens de Pontiac pour les représenter au mieux de nos capacités. Ils s'attendent à ce que nous menions nos réunions d'une manière professionnelle. J'écouterai très attentivement les débats et les discussions de cette réunion. Et si j'entends des paroles négatives ou des critiques à l'égard de quelqu'un d'autre, j'arrêterai la réunion et demanderai à cette personne de s'excuser. Je vous remercie. We are elected by the people of the Pontiac to represent them to the best of our ability. They expect us to conduct our meetings in a professional and businesslike manner. I will be listening very carefully to the debate and discussion in this meeting, and if I hear any words of negativity or criticism of anyone else, I will stop the meeting and ask that person to apologize. Thank you. Number 6, the reading and adoption of the agenda. This is, by the way, our TNO agenda, where I am the mayor of the TNO and you are the councillors of the TNO. Is there a councillor who would like to move the resolution? Moved by Councillor Armstrong. All those in favor, oppose, and that carries. Number 7, are there any declarations of conflict of interest on this agenda? Seeing none. Number 8, could I have a resolution to adopt the minutes of the last sitting in August? Moved by Councillor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor, Opposed? And that carries. Number 9, public question period. Is there anyone here who would like to ask a question about the TNO, which is our unorganized territory? After this, we'll be doing our regular public meeting with our other MRC business. Number 10, accounts paid. Annie Vinecore has a report to make, and then we'll have a resolution.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everyone. Pour le TNO, dans le dernier mois, il y a eu des dépenses pour 90 221. For the TNO for the past month, there was expenses for $90,221 or $220.01. There was a few bills paid to different companies for some road maintenance. And then we had a bit of maintenance on vehicles, gas, and hydro for the new garage. So that's the main expenses, pretty much same as usual.
Are there any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, could I have a counselor move a resolution, please? Moved by Councillor Armitage. All in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 11, crushed gravel stockpile for Jim Lake Road. Jason Durand.
Thank you, Jane. Good evening, everyone. Bonne soirée, tout le monde. This is a resolution for the production of 4,000 tons of crushed stone for the amount of $22,000. In other words, this is having a stockpile for the forest industry while they're hauling wood during winter time. So instead of having sand, it's better for the road conditions to have this crushed stone available. Donc, en autres mots, c'est une résolution pour la production là, de 4000 tonnes de concassé pour un montant de 22 000 $. Donc, ce concassé-là va être disponible pour l'industrie forestière lorsqu'ils vont transporter le bois en hiver là, pour avoir une meilleure traction. Puis en même temps, ben, ça nous permet de maintenir ou même peut-être améliorer l'état du chemin. Merci. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Are there any questions or comments about this other than it's needed? Could I have a counselor move this resolution, please? Moved by Counselor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And now could we close the sitting with a resolution, please? Moved by Counselor Orr. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Okay, now we will go to our Public Council of Mayors Pontiac MRC meeting of September 20th. Could I have a resolution to open the meeting? Moved by Mayor Corey Spence. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Just to remind everyone that this is being recorded and it's live, Facebook Live, and it will be available tomorrow on our website. Also for information is the use of the language of our choice. I have just read it. Do I need to read it again or? All right, thank you. And the declaration, the statement of the warden for decorum. Do I need to read that again? Okay, thank you. Number 5. Could I have a resolution for the reading and adoption of the agenda? Moved by Mayor Doris Ranger. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 6. Are there any declarations of conflict of interest on this agenda? Okay, appears to be none. Go on to number 7. The adoption of the minutes of the sitting of Wednesday, August 16th, the special meeting. A resolution, please. Moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 8. Adoption of the minutes of the August 24th special sitting resolution. Moved by Mayor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Number 9. Oh, the Youth Council will not be reporting tonight because we have not yet gotten back to our meetings, but the meeting will be in LC Gibbons next Monday. And we have some exciting things to discuss on the agenda, which you will hear about in October. So we're very fortunate that when we chose the Youth Council last year, many of them are younger and they did not graduate in June. So I don't need to ask all of you to find other representatives. Everyone has, if we do need any municipalities represented, I will let you know, but it would appear that the majority of them are continuing on the Youth Council, which we appreciate. Number 10, public question period. Is there anyone here who has a question they would like to ask or comment they would like to make? Yes, please come up or stand where you are and identify yourself, and would be great to know where you're from.
Thanks. My name is Melody Mortensen. My husband is with me, John. We're seasonal cottage owners in the municipality of Otter Lake on Hon Lake. And we come tonight to just inquire as to whether or not the MRC has any plans for putting in any rules, regulations, bylaws that would oversee all of the municipalities regarding vacation rentals, short-term vacation rentals.
Thank you so much. This is an excellent question, and I can say right now, our bylaws are not really harmonized, but we have had discussions in the past about things like raves, Airbnbs. So this falls into the category, you're saying short-term rentals for the summer. So I think this is, I'll just open it up at the table. Have any of your municipalities been discussing this yet? Or have you had some concerns expressed? I think it's an important subject, and perhaps we could learn more from you about what it is in particular. Is it, well, maybe I can just ask you the question now, if you don't mind. Would it be the fact that people are coming for a short period of time and maybe just making a lot of noise, or just tell us why you're there all the time in the summer and or year round, and so just explain the details.
Sure. So the lake that we're on, Hon Lake, is a very small lake. It's about 2.2 kilometers by maybe a kilometer wide. And there's a sandbar in the middle, which is maybe thigh deep during the summertime and only 70 meters wide. So that's the size of the lake. We actually have one vacation rental. So it's rented through Airbnb as well as VRBO and on a few other sites. Yeah, there's a number of them that this individual does rent through. He does have a CITQ number, but he is an absentee owner. So he's not monitoring his clientele. So it's been ongoing for 3 years, and we have had obviously a number of issues, and this is why we're coming now. We are representing the cottage and the homeowners. There are 8 permanent residents on that lake and 34 cottages in total, the others of which are all seasonal owners. The issues actually came to light that many people, well, everybody on the lake has issues with this during the time that we had a potential renter inquire about the size of a motor that he could put on this little lake. And it's a no gas motor lake and has been since 1972. So in going around and speaking to individuals about this, the next question that came out of their mouth to me was, what can we do about this Airbnb? So it's noise, it's garbage, garbage actually in the lake, not just on the lane and down the roads. It's defamation of the property. The renters are cutting down trees along the waterfront. So it's things like this. There is a number of issues. We did go to the Otter Lake meeting the other night and had a discussion about this, and we're in the process as a group of people on the lake putting together a formal list and a letter of concern that we will submit to the Otter Lake group. So I just thought, taking it to the next level to find out, I mean, you have to do your research and find out what's going on around you. So is there anything happening at this level amongst the other 18 municipalities that might, because it's happening across Quebec, right?
Yes.
You're reading all of these issues. And then
I know in Chelsea, they had a lot of issues, and actually the warden there, Carol Green at the time, they did put some legislation in place to
Right, and
really,
Lapesh and
really clamp
Wakefield
down.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy you went to the Otter Lake municipal meeting, and Terry Fleur is your mayor right here.
Yep, yep, he was there.
But I will say that I've been contacted. I was going to ask, is this particular property on an island? Because I've certainly heard of another situation. And actually, one of our employees has been involved and has had to go up and sort of see the situation. But, you know, I am not a mayor, I'm the warden, and I work with all of the mayors, but I will say this much, we will place it on our plenary meeting next month to talk about it, because I think that we are seeing a change in the Pontiac. We're seeing more and more people discovering the Pontiac. And there are those who come and want to have a nice, quiet sort of existence. And there are others who might think, you know, gee, it's out in the wilderness and we can just do whatever we like. And there are owners of these places and other owners. And some owners, there's a list of rules and they, you know, really are present. And then there are others that aren't. And so I personally would like to encourage the MRC to have a good discussion about it. And, you know, I'm just happy that you as a resident would come to our meeting. This is what we want at a public meeting, to tell us about this. And I think you're certainly not alone. There are a lot of, there are complaints from many other people, probably some in every municipality. One thing we have are a lot of lakes and cottage properties. And so more and more are being built and more people see the opportunity to rent out. So I'm very happy you've come tonight. What are your names again?
John and Melody Mortensen.
Okay, wonderful.
from Hahn,
So
yeah.
I'm sure we have your contact information through Mayor Lafleur, and we will keep you posted. And I think personally, I'm not speaking for the mayors. I'm just saying how I feel. I always think that you're stronger when you have other cottagers who feel the same way. It's not just you, you know, it's, you've got 8 cottagers, you're all feeling some kind of impact. It's good that you are speaking up about this, and we will see what we can do. I think we've already talked about in the past, looking at what other MRCs have done. You know, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can, we use the SQ bylaws, which usually look after certain things like noise and time of noise and that sort of thing. But we'll put this on our plenary next month, and we will continue to update.
Okay, that's great.
Wonderful.
That's very much appreciated.
Yeah, and it's also not necessarily just a summer thing. It could be 12 months of the year. It could be through the winter as well.
I do know that it is from residents that actually reside on the lake.
Yes.
So I know this is an ongoing issue throughout the year. And it's multifactorial. It's not just, you know, water, on the water issues. There's ATVing, there's hiking on
snowmobiling,
private land, there's snowmobiling. They're
Sure.
bringing in these things and they're doing this on private property. So yeah, no, it does need to be looked at, and I'm glad you're gonna consider that.
One interesting thing that some mayors have said about Airbnbs, as much as we're happy that people can run businesses in the Pontiac, if an Airbnb owner doesn't live in the Pontiac, then really the money is all going out of the Pontiac somewhere else. I mean,
precisely.
it's a
That's a good
property
point.
here. People who rent, though, can use our local stores and that sort of thing. But I think it's about being a good neighbor. So we will look into this, and thank you so much for bringing it to our attention.
All right,
Yes,
thanks
Philip.
for-
Yes, any other mayors? Go ahead, Philip. Here, I have to see the mic in front of you, Philip. Just press the button so the blue light goes on, because otherwise we won't hear you.
We had a meeting in Sand Bay 2 weeks ago, I think, and we gave out the SQ bylaws. And we, maybe your lake should give every homeowner and the people that are renting the cottages a copy of the SQ bylaws, so the people are going to be aware of what they could be charged with again.
That's a very good idea. Yes.
Doesn't hurt. It's another.
That's very good. Any other comments around the table? Nope. Okay, so thank you very much again for, oh, are you going to say something, Robert? No, you were just turning the microphone off. Okay. So thank you. And please feel free to stay for the rest of the meeting if you would like to. Yes, our Director General has just made a very good comment and I'll let her say it.
For the other members of the public, we could supply them with those bylaws at the MRC level as well.
Is there some way of maybe announcing it or putting it on our website or something like that rather than? They should be, yes. The SQ bylaws, we're going to make sure they're on our website so that, so that we can let all of our residents know about it. Okay, super. Thank you very much. See, it pays to come to a public meeting and make a request. We have a table of action here. Okay, so that perhaps ends the public question period. So now the warden's report. So this, I'll just go through my activities from the last council meeting. So I met with Gerald Romay concerning Hydro-Quebec pricing. I don't know if any other mayors are having complaints about this, but we have a lot of volunteer associations. In this case, it's the Knights of Columbus. And Hydro-Quebec doesn't have a special rate. It's just like a residential rate. And it's a lot of their fundraising money is having to go into hydro bills. We have the same problem with our arenas. And I think the Lions Club have the same issue in Shawville. So I know in Ontario, they do have different pricing. And in some cases where it's a volunteer or an OBNL sort of organization, it's very reasonable. So this is something that I've said to him that perhaps we can look into. Had a meeting with Lynn Laverly, Aventure Collunge with Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. It was the opening of a fabulous camping sort of rental place right on the Collunge River. We had HR committee, met with Rhoda Gerard and Gail Sullivan concerning her crown land on Calumet Island, Jean-Louis. You know, the situation now of the ownership of some of the property, whether it's crown land or not. Gracefield, went up to Gracefield with actually Christine Francoeur and Sandra Armstrong and Kim Lesage for Jacques Demers from the FQM was doing a tournée, and there were representatives there from Descollines and Valley de la Gatineau. Went to Coronation Hall to see the production. I don't know if anyone else saw it, of Marion with the Pontiac Players. We had our special committee meeting to talk about the business plan. The chip radio interview, signed a land tax sale with the notary in Campbell's Bay, meeting with Connexion Fib Pickenock, which Lynn Cameron's also a member of, the conseil l'administration de CFP, attended the opening of the Shawville Fair, met with Mark McKenzie, who is the mayor of McNabb Braeside, committee FRR Vallée-Trois, we had a big meeting with the innovator. He's the chief innovator of Quebec. His name is Luc Sirois. And it was with all the wardens talking about some of our initiatives. Investment committee, vitalization committee, had a meeting with Normand Vayette and Sports Loisir, meeting with Deloitte, grand opening of the SADC. Donnie Gagnon was there and Christine Francoeur. Had a meeting with Benoit Delage, Credo. Kathy Stewart, who is the Minister of Stark's Corners. She's working on getting the 12 ministers together to work together with all the churches in the Pontiac. The opening of the Chapeau Splash Pad, the ribbon cutting with Corey Spence, and actually Doris Ranche was there, and Donnie Gagnon. I had 3 visits. So I was fortunate to have 3 visits with Doug Russell in Deep River Hospital, and Odie Godin also went up and met with, and visited him. And one thing you didn't mention tonight is that you stayed. When I was there, I was thinking half an hour, 40 minutes, and maybe he would be tired. Well, Odie was there for 2 hours, and she told me she had him laughing out loud. Good for you. Yes, you've got a good sense of humor. 73, yes, plenary meeting. Attended 154. It was a mental health awareness movie put on by Buff Pontiac. Had a meeting with William Robertson, who works for Matthew Lacombe. FQM Forestry Committee. There was an amazing town hall meeting. It's the best example of a town hall meeting I've attended in the Pontiac, with Corey Spence led it. And you had four municipalities there. Everyone from Pontiac West was there, as well as Sandra Armstrong, and I attended. And Corey had all the vital services there. He had CISO, public security, kept Hydro-Quebec to the end so that everybody would stay. But that was the whole issue of the ice storm and the 100-hour outages. So you were really on top of that. And in addition, you also had, who was your first presenter? Oh yeah, our sergeant. That's right. Eve Martin. Yeah, Martineau. And one other thing that really impressed me, and it's something that perhaps other municipalities would be interested in, Corey will have the details. While the presenters were speaking in French, it was simultaneous translation on a screen that you could read in English. And it was amazing. It's something that could be available for any of you with meetings, or we could make use of it with the MRC. So we should look into that software. Thought it was great. Because sometimes we have presenters come, you never know who's in the audience, and some people are really not comfortable having to present in their a language that's not their first language. Then a budget meeting for Transcolin. The CPAWS art show was at the Stone School last Sunday. I went and had a meeting with Joe Kowalski with Wilderness Tours. I had never actually, we know that he owns a lot of land around the Ottawa River. I think it's something like 5,000 acres. And I had never really known what was on those properties. Many of them are farms, and they come right to some of the most beautiful parts of the Ottawa River with the rapids. So he's still interested in some of his original plans. So I listened and brought the report back and gave it to Kim. On that note, I don't think we've had a meeting of the national park for quite a while. So who's on that at the table? You're on that, Jean-Louis and Donnie. And who else is on that committee? It's called the National Park Committee. It's the park to make L'Île aux Fontaines, yeah, right in the most beautiful part of Calumet Island, the Ottawa River with the rapids, where all the whitewater rafting is being done. And we have plans to make it into maybe an eco park, eco tourism, something like that. So we'll have to relaunch that. And then a regional OVT we attended in Cantley, and Kim and I went to that. It was, Kim, do you want to talk about a little bit what it was about?
Sure. This was a meeting with all of the wardens and DGs of the Outaouais, but also all the regional directions were there. So we had Ministry of Transportation, Municipal Affairs, Culture, Agriculture, I can go on. And it was a working session to go through our strategic visions, the information that we collect to move forward with priorities for the Outaouais.
Yeah, and I think it was in particular, the idea was after COVID, do we still have the same priorities? And, there's a long list of priorities, and I mean, it would have been exhausting going through all of it. So they did a clever thing. They had us sitting at different tables. They had assigned where we were sitting. And actually, Dr. Pinar was at our table. We were able to talk. We had Santé Health to talk about at our table, in addition to two other subjects, but it was really great. We had a chance to get a lot of very good points in for Pontiac and Odie. Francois was there, and Renee from Transportation. So we said we got their letter about the 60 kilometers per hour, and we're expecting good news for Waltham. Third time lucky. You had a meeting today? Oh, well, don't worry. I got my word in face to face with them. I made that time count. Okay, and then the OGAT. The OGAT. There was a meeting of the OGAT. Right. The OGAT. I'm on the OGAT committee. It's for actually the whole province. Claire Bolduc is on it, and it is about the land use. Okay. Economic Development meeting. I had a great meeting with Guillaume, an update, and with Kim. We had our Waste Management Committee, and I think, Richard, I'm going to let you give a little report on our Waste Management Committee. No, people get tired of hearing my voice.
I'm really not one to very often speak too much, so as you all know. First of all, thank you for putting me on the spot. We had a presentation from Mr. Charlebois?
Maurice Charlebois,
Yes,
from Uto.
From Uto, in connection with receiving Pontiac County's organic waste pickups. And the tipping fees for processing our organics is substantially less than what we're paying now to have it shipped to Thurso, although the cost that he gave us didn't include our transportation pickup costs. We're still looking at different options of picking up countywide, and we're hoping that every municipality gets behind the program when we do make the final decision, which will be voted on by you, of course.
Yes, and Carl was just looking at me, and in your case, Carl, you're so close to Casabajua, it will still probably make sense for you to do what you're doing. The price that he mentioned was $60 to $80 per ton for the organics, and the tipping fee, the best I could do is I called Derek McGriven just to say roughly, what do you think it would be? He said a good rule of thumb is $175 an hour, which gives you a person on the truck, and it looks after the fuel. But don't hold me to that. But I would say that, it was, what I liked about this meeting is it was 2 hours, it was action packed. And we also talked a lot about the recycling. And next month, we're going to have the EEQ do their presentation again. As we know, Quebec wants to really kick up recycling. They're going to build a building in Montreal, and we were told that they're going to find a market for everything so that when people recycle, we are not going to have it go to a landfill. Okay, thank you, Richard. And finally, the Pontiac Journal Awards, which many mayors, 7 mayors were at last night. That was great. Okay, are there any questions about my report? Nope. Okay, thank you. So now we'll go on to announcements. This is the time where we go around the table. I'll pass this microphone, and everybody, if you have any events coming up or anything interesting to say about your municipality. Raymond Pilon.
Good evening, bonsoir. Raymond Pilon, Mayor of Camels Bay. Pretty quiet in Camels Bay presently, but we did get the delivery and installation of our new rink, made possible by the FFR grant. So we're very proud of our new rink.
Carl, Mary, Eileen, and Kaywood. October 7th is the Thanksgiving meal at the Bethany Hall, with the Hall Committee putting it on.
Pauline Larvier, Mayor of Leachfield. Nothing to announce this month. Thank you.
Alain Gagnon, Bryson, rien à annoncer ce soir, but stay tuned. Go on Facebook, Bryson 150th. We still have 2 or 3 events being finalized. It's in last of the planning stage, so it'll be ending, looks like New Year's Day again. Thank you.
Municipality of Clarendon, the soybean harvest should start probably next week. So there'll be a lot of slow moving vehicles on the highways, and I've had a lot of close calls. So it's near and dear to my heart. So slow down for that tractor and wagon, and corn harvest is right after beans. So yeah, those farmers want to get home to their families too.
Robert Wills from Thorn. Recycling is really popular in Thorn, and frequently all our recycling bins are full before the weekend is over. And recycling is so popular that somebody jumped our fence and stole some of our recycling Yes, the recycling. Cans, yeah. The thing fairly light, but they must have really wanted them bad.
Richard again from the municipality of Shawville. I have some good news this evening. Our ice plant was turned on this week at the Shawville Arena, and even better news, it's actually working. Our arena should be up and running the early weeks of October. We're also closing our main street on Saturday, September 30th for a street market with a different twist this year. This time, we're inviting any vendors from anywhere across the county, and there's no charge to set up on the main street that day. This is kind of a special street market for our 150 as well. And we only ask that you call Jill McBain at Shawville Shoes. I believe her number is 819-647-5711. And she will reserve you a spot on our main street. And one other Shawville 150 activity before your next meeting is a community church service where all the churches in the municipality are getting together, and they've scheduled a Sunday, October the 8th at 11 a.m. And due to size, it's going to be held at the Pontiac High School. And there's also a community choir from all the churches under the direction of Cheryl Campbell. So that's Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, Pontiac High School. Everybody's welcome. Thank you.
Very quiet in Mansfield. Would you believe that? There's one activity, so it's Patro Falklange in Mansfield. There will be a Halloween fest. There'll be marchanté. There'll be a contest for pumpkins, and there'll be all kind of goodies to test and eat. And if you need any more information, you can call 819-683-3347.
Christine Francard, Fort Calange. For us too, it's pretty quiet. The only activity we have on the calendar is what they call the Fort Calange Market, which will be held on the 23rd, which I believe is this Saturday at the Spruce Home.
Good evening, Terry LaFleur, Mayor of Alder Lake. We don't have a whole bunch going on in September. Of course, Thanksgiving's around the corner, which means the moose hunt is coming, so everybody's going to be there. And happy Thanksgiving.
I have something to say. The Waltham RA is giving free skateboard lessons every Wednesday evening. And that's with the skateboard equipment and whatever else you call that stuff that we got from the Vitalization Fund. So yeah, it's inside the rink. Yeah. And it's free. And that's it. That's all.
Hello, everyone. Brent from Bristol Municipality. All quiet.
Jean-Louis Carriveau, maire de l'île du Grand-Calmier. On n'a rien en événement pour ce mois-ci.
Hello, everyone. Doris Ranger, Sheenborough. It's fairly quiet, but the weekends are getting busier with traffic to the mountain. There's both roads, so if you're traveling there, be careful. Thank you. Drive safe.
Corey Spence, Iluzalimet. Right after Thanksgiving weekend, every Wednesday, the Young and Hurt will be holding their card night, so they won't be at your skateboard party. So just so you know, that's all.
Donald Gagnon, Chichester. Nothing to report, but I think I'll take up skateboarding with Odie.
And I had two dates, important dates I wanted to mention. Deux dates importantes à mentionner. Premièrement, le 30 septembre marque la Journée internationale de la vérité et de la réconciliation. Cette journée, c'est l'occasion de rendre hommage aux enfants qui n'ont jamais pu retourner chez eux et aux survivants des pensionnats, ainsi qu'à leurs familles et leurs communautés. We encourage all Pontiac residents to wear orange on September 30th, which marks the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. Wearing orange will help raise awareness to the intergenerational impacts of residential schools on individuals, families, and communities, and to promote the concept of every child matters. Chaque enfant compte. Une autre date importante, le 1er octobre, c'est la Journée nationale des aînés. J'aimerais souligner cette journée importante pour célébrer les contributions des aînés dans nos communautés, dans nos lieux de travail, puis dans nos domiciles. Another important date is October 1st of each year, which is the National Seniors Day. This coincides with the United Nations International Day of Older Persons as well, and it's an occasion for Canadians to celebrate the profound contributions of seniors in our homes, in our communities, and in our workplace. So please don't forget to wish a happy, healthy National Senior Day to our seniors. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, now we will go to general administration. 13.1 Employee Assistance Program. Oh, my goodness. It's just, there. To Stephanie, sorry that we had the screen covered and I didn't give you a chance. Is there anything you'd like to report up in Rapide?
Yeah, sure. We applied for the New Horizons for Seniors program grant to try and have some intergenerational activities for our community. So we're waiting to hear back from that. October 1st at our municipal hall, we're going to be hosting a hunting course for the community and any buddy from the Pontiac really who wants to join.
What kind of a course is it?
Pardon me?
Did you say you're offering a course?
Yeah, for hunting.
Oh, for hunting.
Yeah.
Okay.
A hunting course. Also, we are preparing for a by-election. So we're busy, but no crazy news. So
okay. Thank you very much, Stephanie. And we really appreciate all the time that you and effort have given stepping in at this difficult time. And you've been very faithful attending the meetings. And it's just so important to have Rapide, here at the table. And thanks again to you and your council for that gracious gesture for naming the splash pad for Doug.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we will go on to 13.1, a resolution, Annie Vaillancourt, Kim Lesage, Employee Assistance Program.
Okay, so this was discussed at the plenary meeting, and we talked about putting in place here at the MRC employee assistance program, so un programme d'aide aux employés. Just for it's a program for employees to be able to contact someone if they need help for mental health or conflicts or even financial or legal help. So we have a resolution here to put this in place, considering that many employers have an assistance program in place. Considering the importance the MRC places on the well-being of its employees and the establishment of an assistance program available to them, considering the service offered by Dialogue Technologie de la Santé Incorporée and the proposed agreement, it's proposed by and resolved that Council of Mayors accept to enter into a service agreement with Dialogue Technologie de la Santé Inc. regarding the MRC Employee Assistance Program, and this in accordance with the terms and conditions set out in the proposed agreement. Be it further resolved that the program startup date be October 1st, 2023, and is further resolved to authorize Mrs. Kim Lesage, Director General and Clerk Treasurer, to sign the agreement of corresponding documents and take all necessary steps to give effect to this resolution. And so the employer also is paying for this program, which represents less than $150 a month. So it's not a big expense for the benefit of the program.
Great. Any questions or comments about that? Thank you, Annie. Could I have a resolution, please, from Mayor Odie Godin? All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 13.2, Workplace Civility and Harassment Prevention Policy, a resolution. Kim?
C'est une résolution pour adopter une politique de civilité et de prévention du harcèlement au travail pour la MRC Pontiac. So this workplace civility and harassment prevention policy has been reviewed by the council's HR committee, and the main points of it would be our responsibilities as an employer and employees, the handling of complaints and reports, principles of intervention, our investigation process, if there is an evaluation and review process. So this is to adopt and put into force the policy as of today.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions? Could I have a mayor please move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 13.3, allocation to Caro, member for the MRC Pontiac. This is a committee that is very important. It's a provincial committee that looks after the needs of seniors. We've had one person in particular, Kim.
Yes, this resolution, une résolution pour une allocation pour le membre qui représente le Pontiac à la table de concertation des aînés et des retraités de l'Outaouais. So this resolution is considering that Lise Romain has been appointed by council as our MRC Pontiac representative for the Outaouais table des aînés. And she's also been doing this for 12 years now. She is a councillor, municipal councillor in the municipality of Fort Collonges. However, this seat, this particular program, she's sitting as a representative of the Council of Mayors for the entire Pontiac. She does outstanding work within the scope of her mandate and for our seniors, and represents us very well. And we pay her mileage expenses incurred by Ms. Rome. However, in addition to those payments, this resolution would be to pay $45 per meeting. There's about 8 meetings per year to cover other expenses and miscellaneous work that's related to these meetings and all the projects that she works on for the Tikaro.
Any comments or questions about that? Okay, could I have a motion, please? Thank you. Moved by Mayor Christine Francoeur. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 13.4. Unfortunately, because of the passing of Doug Russell, we have 3 MRC committees with vacancies now. Kim, resolution.
Une résolution pour un remplacement pour 3 vacances sur des comités de la MRC. Alors, le comité de sécurité publique, comité d'action sur la prévention des inondations et le comité de la voie navigable. So considering the vacancies that Warden Toller mentioned, we are proposing to have Mr. Raymond Pilon sit on the Public Safety Committee, Mayor Stephanie Roach sit on the Flood Prevention Task Force Committee, and Mayor Stephanie Roach to sit on the Waterway Committee.
Okay, thank you very much. And so could we move a resolution then? Moved by Mayor Corey Spence. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 13.5, bylaw requiring the payment of a fee upon filing an application for a review of property assessment. For information, Kim Lesage.
C'est un règlement, un projet de règlement qu'on veut adopter pour remplacer et abroger le règlement 226-2016 qui oblige le versement d'une somme pour une demande de révision pour l'évaluation foncière. So this is a draft bylaw 287-2023 to replace and repeal bylaw 226-216 that requires the payment of a fee upon filing an application for a revision of property assessment. The main changes are the revision of the rates that would be charged, and this revision is in accordance with provisions that have been set out in Article 445 of Quebec's Municipal Code. So it's an increase relating to a new article in the code.
Great, and so it's here for information. We are not voting on that. Okay, it just said information, so So we'll vote on this next month. April. Okay, so you are asking me to vote or no? It's just information. Thank you. Finances, Annie Vinecore, financial report and a resolution after that.
All right, for the MRC financial monthly report, we presently have accounts receivables for $1,917,792.73. Just to give you a little breakdown on that, we have the regular business loans to help businesses in the Pontiac. So we have an amount that's owed to the MRC of a little over 600,000 for those loans. And then we also had loans during the pandemic to help struggling businesses. And we have an amount of just under 280,000 that's owing for that. And the other receivables, which are mostly just unpaid shares so far, so $1,038,000. Then we have our list of accounts that we need to pay for this month, $82,864.16. We have all of our regular assessment contracts to pay. We also had budgeted an amount to pay for the cadet program, $10,000. So that is ready to be paid as well. Vehicle maintenance, I think there was a purchase as well of a new trailer for the PPJ that we had passed a resolution for. So those are the main accounts to be paid. And then the list of checks since last month, there were $180,961.58. There were some SHQ files that were closed and paid and some FR Stream 2 grants. And then all of our utility bills and phone for that total of 180,000. And the last one is traveling expenses for council. So $1,232.06.
Any questions or comments about Annie's report? Okay, seeing none, could I have someone move by Pro Mayor Richard Armitage? All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. Okay, we'll go now to 15.1. Now we're in economic development with our director, Guillaume Boudreau. By the way, excuse me, Guillaume, we have not formally, have we formally introduced our new communications person? Guillaume. Francis, would you like to come up? No, come up here. Come up here. That's right. You're going on Facebook Live. So we at our plenary heard the good news that after a selection process that the person who was successful, someone that many of us already knew, Francis, I was going to say Boudreau. I don't know why. I knew that wasn't right. That's Guillaume. I'm sorry. Francis Beausoleil. And Francis has worked at a federal level. He is also on the Council of Lepech, and he's also the president of Transcall. He's a person who is well organized to be able to get everything done. And I'm going to let Kim do the rest of the introduction just to welcome him. You don't want to? All right. So on behalf of the MRC Council of Mayors, we just want to formally welcome you to our first public meeting. And I can also say that just in a short period of time, and we really hated to see Colleen Jones going. She was wonderful in her position, gave her a standing ovation the last time she was at a meeting. But Francis has already thought to do several things that has helped to make my job easier. I really appreciate that, Francis. It's going to be a pleasure working with you and with all the mayors. I'm going to give you a chance to say a few words.
Merci tout le monde. Thank you. It's a pleasure for me to keep working for the Pontiac, for the MRC, and hopefully we will be able to work on many, many projects, especially for the communication side of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's great to attract people to the MRC who bring lots of experience from other places. Now, Guillaume Boudreau, I'm going to pass you the mic and you have quite a few. So I will not keep asking you to give this back. You can announce your own items.
Thank you, Jane. So whenever you get to that level where you get to keep the mic for more than 1 point, could be your next goal. 15.1. 15.1, recommendations from the investment committee. This month, the recommendation that we have from the investment committee is for update on the FLI and FLS politic. It was recommended and demanded by the Ministry of Economy and Innovation to proceed with such a update, and so it's been done in compliance with what they were requesting, and we are asking a resolution to adopt the politic. Thank you.
Unless you want to call the vote. All those in favor? Okay, so to move this resolution 15.1, moved by Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Okay.
Thank you. 15.2, members of the analysis committee for FRR Stream 2, which will be closing next Wednesday, the call for project. So we need members for the analysis committee. We are recommending Madame Christine Francœur, mairesse de Fort-Coulonge, Madame Doris Ranger et mairesse de Sheenborough, Monsieur Karim Elkerch, représentant des OBNL, directeur du CJEP, Nikki Buchler, représentante citoyenne, et Stéphane Labine, representing a regional organization. We're requesting a resolution for that. Thank you.
All those in favor? Oh, excuse me. Who would like to move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Colleen LaRiviere. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries. Got your own. I guess I'll have to turn mine off.
15.3. The MRC of Pontiac Regional Art Collection. We are proposing a call to artists for the 2023 process to be able to purchase a piece of art, as we've been doing in the last year, to add to our collection. And so the call to artists is presented to you, and we're requesting a resolution to accept it. Thank you.
Okay, someone move this, moved by Mayor Raymond Pilon. All those in favor? Opposed, and that carries.
Thank you. 15.4, sports and leisure. The Gala Excellence Sportive Outaouais, such as last year, we are recommended to participate in the gala with a donation of $1,000 from the sport and leisure budget. In the last year, some of the athletes of the Pontiac have received some prizes through that gala, and we'd like to continue that partnership this year. We need a resolution for that. Thank you. Madame?
You'd like to say something? You would like to move this? Okay. Moved by. Yes. Terry, you can move the next one. Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong, all those in favor? Opposed, and that carries.
Thank you. 15.5. Again, with sport and leisure funding for the Pontiac High School hockey tournament. we would like to contribute to the hockey tournament with a donation of $1,500 from the sport and leisure budget. And we'd like a resolution for that. Thank you.
Moved by Mayor Terry Lafleur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 15.6, Farms Open Day.
Thank you, Jane. So last point for myself tonight, information for the Farm Open Day. It is a project with the Renfrew County and our MRC. There will be 12 farms that will be in open farm mode this Sunday between 10 and 3 p.m., 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. 4 farms from the Pontiac will be featured in that event. There is a map, a link of a map on here, which if you click on it through ID side, it doesn't work. But if you, but here's the magic. If you copy it and you paste it into a browser, it works. So anybody listening, you can use that map. It is functional. Just make sure you copy it, paste it to another browser, and you'll be able to use it. And that way, you'll see a nice map with nice pointers of where all the farms are for that event. And please be there in the great numbers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Excellent job. Thank you, Guillaume. And that was just for information. Public security. We have Julian Gagnon, 16.1, study of water levels in the Ottawa River. You can give the background.
So, good evening, everyone. Bonsoir tout le monde. Donc, c'est une proposition de résolution de support à la ville de Clarence-Rockland. So, this is a support to a resolution that was adopted a few months ago by the municipality or town of Clarence-Rockland in Ontario. The background is considering the flood periods and the spring freshet have been problematic, to say the least, for the last 7 years. We've had flood occurrences in 2017, 2019, and 2023. That all municipalities along the Ottawa River are concerned with this freshet period. The municipality of Clarence-Rockland is requesting that a comprehensive study be undertaken to develop the appropriate management tools and is looking for our support to adopt this resolution. The resolution would be sent to the Minister of Public Security of Canada in order to assess both sides of the river, of course, because it's an interprovincial water course. And for those reasons, we are looking to support the city of Clarence-Rockland.
Thank you very much. And I simply would like to say that I really congratulate this mayor because through our flood prevention task force, we've always felt that Ontario and Quebec have to work together. And, you know, everybody in Ottawa, they wanted to do a study. In Gatineau, they wanted to do a study. Until we work together, both sides of the river. And what I like about what this mayor has done, he's taking it right to the top on a federal level to have the Minister of Public Security look into it. And this is the time of year to do it. And I did phone him. And he said that even though each of you can move support in your municipalities, he'd be very happy if our MRC supports it. And then he asked that we list all the municipalities that this includes so he can stroke them all off. He's being very thorough and he's not sure which 18 municipalities are in Pontiac. So could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Pro Warden Sandra Armstrong. All those in favor? And we could record this as unanimous, which would be helpful to him. Thank you. And then Julian, 16.2, the SQ Cadets Program.
Yeah, so as we had mentioned before, we were the beneficiary of a cadet program this summer from the SQ. The cadet program being a program offered by colleges and the Sûreté du Québec in order to allow students of the program to come and learn the ropes of how they may manage people and territory as they learn their process through their police foundation training. So in order to be able to show our in order to be considered for the program, we must show our interest in the program for the following year. Due to the fact that we had the program this year and it seemed to be very beneficial, there was a lot of support. They were very present amongst most of our municipalities. For these reasons, there's a resolution before you tonight to adopt our interest in having the program be repeated for 2024.
Excellent. Who would like to move this? Moved by Mayor Doris Ranger. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Thank you, Julian. Excellent. So now we'll go to 17.1 under regional infrastructure. Kim Lesage and exterior signs with our new MRC logo. Kim?
C'est une résolution pour remplacer les enseignes à l'extérieur de la bâtisse avec notre nouveau logo corporatif. So considering that we've adopted a new corporate, I can't find my words, corporate logo this year, we've asked for some prices, some quotes to replace the signs at the outside of the building. And this would be proposed to award the contract to the lowest bidder, and that would be for a maximum amount of $6,898.50.
Okay, thank you. Could we have someone move this resolution, please? Mayor Terry LaFleur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 17.2, resolution about snow removal.
C'est une résolution pour déclencher le processus d'appel d'offres pour le déneigement de notre stationnement et de la nouvelle entrée. Alors, c'est pour informer les contracteurs locaux. This resolution is to inform our local contractors that we're going to launch the call for tenders for snow removal for the 2023 and 2024 season. And this is for the MRC Pontiac parking lot, as well as the entrance by the 148 to the T&O garage.
Have someone move this resolution, Mayor Carl Mayer. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. And 17.3, the 2023 PPJ construction work.
Et une deuxième résolution pour les contracteurs locaux, c'est de lancer l'appel d'offres pour les travaux de réfection sur la piste cyclable PPJ. So this is another resolution to inform our contractors, our local contractors, that we're going to launch the call for tenders for the PPJ improvement and maintenance work for this fall. And this work includes the replacement of a culvert and resurfacing in the Manfield and Davidson area.
Any comments or questions? Could I have someone move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Donnie Gagnon. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 18, management of, thank you, Kim. Excellent job. Kim is our Director General and is still our engineer. And how she does it, I can't imagine. But anyways, Kim, we appreciate all of your hard work. It's a lot. What did you say, Jace? Yeah, congratulations. That's right. We are, anyways, hoping to change this situation. Yes, 18, management of territory. Our manager of territory, Mr. Jason Durand. 18.1, reconstruction project on Chemin Le Pin Clova. Request for emergency decree. Can you explain why it's an emergency?
Yes, it is. Thanks a lot. All right. No, this is a resolution in support to the MRC Valley de la Gatineau. It's regarding, like you said, a request for emergency funding for the reconstruction of a bridge on Lipin Clover Road. So that's one of their main forestry roads, a bit like our James Lake Road, we could say. So this bridge is major infrastructure. It crosses the Jean d'État River. And like I said, when it comes for, especially for forestry and as well as for the outfitters, when it comes to the for fuel and propane and all that, because the bridge itself, little trucks can go, normal trucks can cross, but it's when it comes to large trucks, especially for hauling wood or like I say, merchandise and fuel and all that. Donc, en français, c'est une résolution en appui à la MRC de la vallée de la Gatineau. Donc, c'est concernant Il aimerait avoir de l'argent auprès du gouvernement d'urgence là, pour la reconstruction du pont Jean des Terres là, sur le chemin Lépine-Clova, qui est une artère très importante là, pour la région.
Thank you, Jason. Any questions or comments? So they're asking for our support. Could someone move this, please? Moved by Mayor Corey Spence. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. We'll go on to 18.2, renewal of the service contract of the Tabgir PADF coordinator. Jason.
Yes, thank you. So this is a resolution for the renewal of the service contract of the Tabgir coordinator, Monsieur Charles Blais. So, by the way, he's doing a great job. Donc, c'est une résolution là, pour le renouvellement là, du contrat là, du mandat de la coordination de la Tabgir, qui est Monsieur Charles Blais, qui a ce mandat-là. En passant, comme je dis en anglais, il fait un superbe travail. Donc, en passant, les fonds sont tous fournis là, par le PADF. So, by the way, the expenses are all provided by the PADF.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? Who would like to move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Alain Gagnon. All those in favor, opposed, and that carries. 18.3. The infrastructure pour le développement de la villégiature et opération forestière au lac de la Lutte. Jason.
Yes, so this is a resolution for the awarding of a contract for Timber Tech construction. This is for infrastructure work regarding resort development and forestry operations at Otter Lake. Donc, c'est une résolution pour l'octroi d'un contrat à Timber Tech Construction pour des infrastructures. On parle de réparation et de construction de chemin dans le but d'avoir un développement de villégiature ainsi que de la foresterie dans les alentours du lac de la Lutte.
Any comments or questions? Would someone like to move this resolution? Moved by Mayor Terry LaFleur. All those in favor? Opposed? And that carries. 18.4, a notice of motion. Jason?
Yes, so this is a notice of motion regarding our forestry bylaw, especially regarding private domain. So this is to modify the bylaw by adding the administration fees in the section of offense and punishable by fine. Donc, c'est un avis de motion là, concernant le règlement d'abattage en forêt privée. Donc, le but, c'est de modifier là, notre règlement afin d'insérer les frais d'administration dans la section en lien avec les amendes possibles.
Okay, would someone like to give this notice of motion? Mayor Terry LaFleur. All those in favor? They're not voting on it. You're just giving it. Excusez-moi. 18.5. The Plan de gestion des matières résiduelles, PGMR 2023 to 2030. Jason? It's another notice of motion.
Yes, thank you, Jane. So this is a notice of motion regarding our PGMR that was actually recently approved by Recyc Québec. Donc, c'est un avis là, de motion là, concernant là, notre PGMR, en passant, qui est le plan général des matières résiduelles, qui a été d'ailleurs là, approuvé là, par Recyc Québec.
Would someone like to take carriage of this notice of motion? What I mean by a notice of motion? Oh, I see. And it's been approved by Recyc Quebec. Yes, no. It's yes, so it's been approved by Recyc Quebec because after the BAP consultation, Recyc Quebec are taking a leadership role with these waste management plans. No? Oh, well then why did you say it was approved by Recyc Quebec? So they've given, yes. No, I know, but I was told that for waste management in Quebec, no matter what it is, if it's energy from waste, if it's recycling plans, if it's composting plans, Recycle Quebec, because of the BAP consultation, have been given a leadership role. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just making that general comment. So the reason I thought it was relevant is because you said that at this point, they've given their approval to our PGMR. So I think that's good. Okay, thank you very much. And so who did take note? I think Odie took carriage of that. Thank you, Odie. Okay, so thank you, Jason. Great job. I wanted to mention one other thing just about waste management that came out of our waste management meeting, because I think it's good for the public to hear. Philo Green, our sorting center, what used to be called the sorting center, are now open to the public, and they are taking construction debris. And so they also have expressed an interest in the 18 municipalities. Their door is open now for that. I didn't discuss the dumpsters, the containers. That's something you could work out with them, but the price is $105 a ton. Okay, so are there any other items for the agenda that anyone would like to add under miscellaneous? I don't have anything else. Oh, yes, I did have one thing. Next week, I've got my very helpful DG who pointed out, and I had told her I wanted to mention it, and I guess this is the time to mention it. FQM is next week, and it's from the 28th to the 30th of September in Quebec City at the Congrès. And I just wanted to have a show of hands of anyone that's planning to go. I know this is usually the one I think that mayors or other councils try to go, or director generals. So Richard, you're planning to go? Great. Sandra, Colleen, excellent. And Alain, Christine, Brent, Doris, and Donnie. Wow, that's great. So that's a lot. Pardon me? Okay, you have a counselor going. That's great. So you're going to be represented is what you're saying. That's awesome. I think what Sandra was telling me earlier today is, if there's an expense involved, so you rotate, you take turns letting different people go, which is great because it gives them exposure to, the other MRCs across the province, and to, just leave the Pontiac and go to another place, Quebec City. So that's great. Very good. So on that note, thank you very much for tonight's meeting, everyone. And I will ask now for a resolution to close the meeting. Odette, Godin. All those in favor? Is anyone opposed? And that carries. Thank you.